Hi, you guys. This is Aqua Moonlight. Thank you so much for tuning back in, or welcome if you are new here. So today's reading, we're going to do something a little bit different. I was just taking a walk outside in my forest, in my backyard, and I just had this calling to choose a tree intuitively and make a pick a card reading out of it. I have no idea what's going to come up here in the reading, but I just intuitively chose 3 different trees, and I have taken a photo of them, so I will put them in the video right now for you to choose from, and they will also be in the thumbnail. And basically, we're just going to tune into what wisdom does this tree have for you, what healing information, whatever comes up. Again, I don't know what's going to come up, but I just felt drawn to do this. So choose whichever tree calls you in, ground yourself, connect with the energy, and just choose intuitively whichever photo, whichever tree kind of pulls you in. Ask your spirit guides, ask your higher self, what kind of wisdom maybe do you need to hear from this tree, what maybe grounding, healing messages need to come through. Okay, so the timestamps will be down below, and I will switch the camera view for each of the trees so you can actually see the tree, and I'm going to look at the tree as I'm doing the reading. Okay, so we're going to jump into group number 1. You can pause the video and select your tree, and then we will jump into group number 1. So the timestamps are down below. Hello, group number 1. If you chose this first tree, let's go ahead and tune in and see what messages come up here for you. So what information, what healing energy needs to come through, what wisdom can this tree give you right now for group number 1. So Spirit, tune me in please to the energy of anybody who has chosen group number 1. What do they need to hear at this time? What messages does this tree hold for group number 1? So I'm just going to tune in here for a second and see what comes up. So they're showing me a photograph, okay, like a memory, like a photograph. So it feels like this energy is coming up actually as supportive. So far, it feels like this is a very supportive energy, and I'm getting a very strong energy connected to groundedness from this tree for you. I'm also seeing a vision of a crow. Okay, so again, I don't know what messages are going to come up here. It's quite interesting, but there could be some kind of connection here to a crow, or this tree somehow has a connection to a crow, or that could be a spirit animal coming up for you. I feel like they're showing me like a lot of information stuffed down into like a closet or stuffed down. So I feel like this is information that could be kind of contained within you. Again, this could be just separate from you too. This could be wisdom from this tree of what they have kind of learned, and how to sort of give that to you or transfer that to you. I do feel like I'm getting this wheels that are in motion here. So there could be some movement kind of coming in for you, or this could even be like kind of getting that stuffed energy moving somehow. I don't know how that's going to relate to you, but it could be certain like creative ideas. It could be getting certain things moving in your life. There's a feeling of movement here, of this tree wanting to kind of give you a sense of groundedness while also helping to move you or propel you forward right now. And the energy of the crow, the message of a crow could be really important for you. So you may want to kind of dive deeper into that or look that up here. I'm hearing something about not measuring something by its appearance, or not measuring it by its strength. So, this tree here that you chose to is very straight, very sturdy. As I'm looking up at it, it's like very straight. And there's something about like not measuring something just by the way that it looks from the outside. So maybe a lot of you have some deep wisdom that's from within. I'm also getting a lot of turquoise color here. So turquoise for me can represent water, creativity, fluidity. So there's a message coming up about that here too. That could just be something that is coming through. I'm hearing the storm is over. So some of you need to hear that maybe right now in your life, the storm is over, the storm is passing. I'm also seeing a lot of like insects here, like ladybugs. I'm getting specifically, it feels like some of you will be getting maybe an opportunity. I'm seeing like a phone ringing here. So there may even be like an opportunity coming in for you. And this could be all connected to a feeling of moving past the storm, you know, moving past a troublesome waters or choppy waters. And with this tree being so sturdy and straight and saying that strength, you know, comes from within, not from what you have outside, kind of is a thing I'm getting here. What else does this tree have for you, pile number 1? There's also a feeling of focus here, like focusing on what's right in front of you, or focusing on, excuse me, kind of like keeping things in line, or keeping a straight track, or keeping things right now in your life in line. I am hearing something about procrastination. So for some of you, that could be a thing that you've been procrastinating something in your life right now. And I feel like it's, you know, maybe this tree here is kind of giving you wisdom when it comes to letting go of that energy of procrastination and just kind of flowing with it, just doing what you feel called to do. It is a very calm energy coming from this. They're also showing me a horse. So there's a lot of animals coming up, and they're almost showing me kind of like when you ride a horse, how you're staying steady and slow, and how it's really kind of the balance almost to kind of stay on the horse is something coming through here. I'm also getting the planet of Saturn. So again, I think when I connect the dots with your reading, there's like various different things here. It's an interesting energy, but I think one of the main messages is steadiness, is, you know, kind of moving forward in a balanced and steady way. And if there is any procrastination, there's a feeling of like staying on track or staying steady, keep focusing forward, keep focusing ahead. I definitely am getting kind of like an old or ancient energy here too, even past life energy. So that could be something that's stirring within you, or like the crow we had seen too. It kind of gives me a feeling of there's more to the story, there's more to you, there's more to the situation. I'm seeing actually a book. Some of you, if you are, it's like I'm getting a book of secrets or a book of shadows, something about a book. So maybe you're reading a book, or books kind of hold, you know, this knowledge. Something about as you're flipping through the pages here, I feel like this tree wants to give you actually some information to set you free, or to set your soul free. So again, I don't know what that is specifically, but it feels like it's something going back to the original message about being stuffed kind of down. So maybe this is things that are needing to kind of awaken within you, that are going to come out, or needs to come out here. Also, honesty and communication. I am hearing Gemini, so that could resonate with somebody. Gemini energy, something about honesty and communication. And I'm also seeing the hand of, what is it? The hand of Fatima, if I'm saying that right, or the Hamza. So that could be something also that is relevant to you. It feels like there's a lot of protection here. But again, about honesty and communication, there may be a feeling here of this tree wanting to sort of give you wisdom about being honest. And again, the stuffed energy or the books, it's like this could be in any area of your life, but being honest with yourself, being honest with others is important here, is something coming up. And I feel like I'm also seeing a black tourmaline crystal. So that could also be protection that is being given to you right now. Carrying a black tourmaline crystal can be helping you to somehow communicate. I don't know if it's keeping you grounded or keeping you from interfering energies. There is a lot of that black color, like the crow, the black tourmaline. So a lot of mystery associated with this pile, and also protection here. It's like a balance between the two. It's very much like a Knight of Pentacles energy. If I could give this tree like a tarot card, it would be the Knight of Pentacles and maybe the Hierophant as well. So lots of, of course, grounded Taurus energy here, Virgo, but it feels like also I'm getting Four of Cups. They're showing me for some reason tarot cards. So this is about missed opportunities for the Four of Cups. So again, I feel like this tree wants to give you wisdom of maybe not missing opportunities that are in front of you somehow, or being honest so that you can make the most out of your experiences or of your life, and also keeping that steady forward movement like the Knight of Pentacles kind of on the horse, and staying balanced, not procrastinating, maybe doing what you feel called to do. And again, it's like there's this deeper aspect of this to where the hidden information or hidden knowledge somehow is within you or is being given to you. I don't know in which method this is, but is there anything else here for pile 1 from this tree? Any other final message for pile 1 from this tree? I'm hearing something about beautiful. The life is beautiful, or the beauty in life. Something about, maybe recognizing the beauty of life, or keeping an understanding of the beauty in life. Also, this tree is giving a message about, again, the fact that it's so straight, and it goes very, very high up. And actually, as I'm recording this, the sun is at the very tip of it, kind of shedding light on it down. So I feel like there's this energy of, I'm hearing vertical, and how it's vertical and how it rises all the way up to the sky. So I feel like this is this beauty of appreciating the stability in your life and appreciating just the view kind of your life. Very interesting messages are coming up here, but I guess that's expected with a tree and all the various things that it's absorbed. And again, they're showing me an evil eye pendant, so kind of like that other symbol and the evil eye. Yeah, so lots of protection. Evil eye, black tourmaline, the hand. So there's a feeling of you being very protected, or this tree giving you protective energy. Even right now, as you look at it, as you absorb the energy, there's this protective barrier around you. And I'm also hearing, lastly, too, any type of self-reflection that you can do right now. Again, shadow work even, or a book of shadows, a book of secrets, something about the shadows. This tree wants you to maybe look within, or to consider who you are, because there's more to the story, or there's more that's being given to you. And again, it could just be coming from sort of this tree or your guides around you right now that are trying to give you information. But if you feel called to dive deeper within, this could be a good time to do it. So I'm going to leave it here, pile 1. I hope that this reading could resonate with you, or some of it could make sense for you. And if you wish to just, sit with this tree yourself and meditate on it, there could be additional information for you, or just set the intention that whatever this tree wants to kind of bring you in terms of wisdom can come through in the coming days or so. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you next time. Take care and lots of love. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose this beautiful tree that we have here in front of you, let's go ahead and see what this tree wants to tell you. Pile 1 was definitely very interesting. So pile number 2, for anybody who chose this tree, what, wisdom, guidance, information does this tree want to tell anyone who has chosen this group number 2? So I'm just going to take a moment here to tune in. I am seeing a dolphin, they're showing me, so a lot of animals have been coming through. Okay, I'm also seeing 555. So this tree could be wanting to give you the message here of change, of transformation. 555. I'm getting that they're showing me a vision of this specific tree in here we are in the forest, but they're showing me like a lot of mist around it, almost like it's in a fantasy land. So a lot of mist, a lot of like kind of even fairies, maybe something connected here to this tree, wanting to bring a message of a lot of stillness actually coming from this tree, a lot of like very kind of deep stillness. It's different than the first tree. And so this could be a message here. There's something about the fog and the mist. So I feel like, and again, going back to 555, I'm getting this tree really wants to bring you a message about perseverance right now, about just pushing through, plugging through in a way that is overcoming any obstacles that you've been facing. And again, 555 can be like a change. I'm seeing butterflies. Again, they show me like this tree surrounded by mist and fog and a lot of butterflies around it, a lot of like insects and kind of like spheres of light around it. So I do feel like this is, they're showing me an apron for some reason. So this could be something about cooking. I don't know if that's something that you're doing or that is kind of giving you the message about connecting to herbs or connecting to, nutrition, your diet, something like that. It also feels too like this tree, there's a feeling of a lot of like, I guess the best way to put it, there's a lot of ingredients here that are to be worked with. So I don't know how this will resonate with you or what this tree is trying to say exactly, but there's a lot of things at your disposal perhaps, or there's a lot of ingredients sort of around you and around your life right now and what you can kind of tap into. So it seems like a lot of support too. This tree is very supportive in terms of having a lot of kind of guides around you or having a lot of guidance in general. It feels like there's a lot of life force energy with this. There's a lot of like aliveness. Not that the first pile wasn't, but this is a different energy for sure. This feels like an energy of I'm also hearing something about the ego versus the higher self. So this could be a message from this tree about surrendering the ego, moving from your higher self, moving from a place of true authenticity and expression and from your higher self right now. I'm getting a lot of you, this tree is very wise in terms of some connection to your star family or some connection to higher beings that are coming through this tree. And it feels like the kind of at something at nighttime too, where the energy, if you came here at nighttime, this sort of energy around it spiritually would be very alive. Something about that. It's interesting. So again, a lot of like active energy around this tree, a lot of energy that's surrounding it right now, a lot of spirits kind of, and I feel like how this relates to you is bringing a message of, I'm hearing also equilibrium. Some of you watching this, excuse me, you could be for some of you, not for everyone, but for some of you, you could be on the twin flame journey, or there's a balance happening between your masculine and feminine energies, like 1111, and they're showing me two sides of the pillar. And as I'm looking at the recording, it's 444. So that could also be a message that is included in this right now for you. And I feel like some of you, it's almost like you, this tree is wanting to say something about how life could be in the gray area, or in the gray area we find the most growth. So it's quite interesting, but it's almost like in the, I don't know if it's in the stillness, if it's in the dark, if it's in the shadows, we find the most growth. We find the most balance kind of within. We're forced to go within to balance that yin and yang, to balance that inward energy and the ego versus the higher self kind of thing. So I feel like I'm seeing somebody here wearing a leather jacket. So I don't know if that's something that you're wearing, or that you there's somehow a connection to a jacket or a leather jacket. A lot of mystery around this too. It's like I'm seeing somebody in sunglasses. Maybe some of you have Scorpio in your chart. Okay, I'm getting a laughing, like a really suddenly like a really jolly energy. Some like this tree is almost like laughing hysterically, but in a very light way, like bringing happiness, bringing joy, bringing light. And now the sun actually came out, and it's interesting how it was in the shade here as I've been talking up until now. And as I said, the laughing, the sun came out, and I feel like there's that balance between the masculine and the feminine. And how this tree is wanting to bring insight about, like, as you come out of the gray area, sort of, or as you dive into the feminine energy, and then you're in this gray area of growth and transformation, and then you kind of come out in the sun and being very happy, just like enjoying life to its fullest. This tree wants to bring a message. This is definitely a very old tree, it feels like to me. This is a tree that's been around for a long time, or this is a tree that has very deep wisdom about like how, you know, laughter is the best medicine, something about that, and how, you know, we always have to kind of go through a period of rebirth in order to find sort of the joy in life again. And that's what this tree really wants to say. Some of you watching this could really benefit from stretching or yoga, or you could be a yoga instructor, or you could do yoga a lot. There's a feeling of ancient practices like yoga coming up here for you. And it's like flexibility, you know, again, this is a very old energy to me, a very ancient energy, where it's like we learn how to bend with the tides. We learn how to bend with the life challenges that are thrown at us. And as we go through that, we become more kind of able to cope with what's happening around us. So it feels like this is about just kind of the ebb and flow, and how it's transitioning from the nighttime fog into the sun, and which is represented by that balance again between the yin and the yang, balance between necessary periods of inward focus followed by periods of laughter and kind of being out in the open. So this is also, I'm hearing about honoring kind of your own energy when it comes to how you feel in terms of your moods. If you feel like withdrawing, if you feel like you need space, then honor that. If you feel like it's time to be out into the open or to socialize, then honor that too. I am also getting Aquarius energy, so some of you could have Aquarius maybe in your chart. But again, this tree feels like I'm getting a lot of Aquarius, Pisces, even Scorpio, like almost like the way they're showing it is like the outer planets kind of, you know. And the way that I'm picking it up here is very, very wise, very deep, very spiritual, but also very much about being maybe unconventional, or being like using life's, also Capricorn coming up here too, using life's challenges to become more wise essentially, but also to become more fluid with your energy. So hopefully this makes sense. I'm just channeling here from this tree directly. It feels like there's a lot of powerful energies within this here. I'm also getting a lot of heart chakra energy with this here. So again, I keep getting something about yoga, or I'm hearing yogi. So maybe there's a central focus around yoga and breath work, and kind of learning to tune into your body and how that connects you to the heart, how that connects you to all that is, how it's all about coming from the heart. I'm also getting to just try it. I'm hearing just try it. So just dip your toes in something new. That could be something specific for you if you've been considering trying something new, or you want to dip your kind of toes into a new journey or a new experience or a new hobby or something. This tree is saying just do it, because it's like life is too short, sort of in a way, in human years, you know, in this specific lifetime. This tree wants you to, again, be happy, like laughter, something about just do it because it will bring you happiness, or there's no time to waste sort of thing. I'm also seeing a hammock. So this could be taking time to relax, taking time on a hammock to just maybe withdraw or to breathe. Again, something with relaxation. Also something about, for some of you watching this, you could be from, different culture. Obviously, depending on, where I am, maybe you're from a different country than, the United States, for example. Or if you are connecting with people from different countries from where you are, there's something about culture here or travel. So this could be, again, maybe connecting to different cultures. I did see cooking before too, so maybe trying different cultures, food, cuisines, things like that, learning about different cultures, ninth house energy. I'm seeing 1122. I don't know if that means something, but yeah, definitely like expansion and travel. This tree wants to say that it's experienced everything. So it's experienced all walks of life and all things. So again, like that kind of Aquarian energy too, humanitarian. So this is just like wisdom coming from this tree for you. Is there anything else, Spirit, from this tree for pile number 2? Very old. Again, I'm getting like almost like a crone, the crone archetype. Very wise, very old, very ancient. It feels like this is just, it feels like an elder giving advice is what this feels like to me. So someone needs to hear this right now from this kind of elder energy. Also, they want to bring up the solar plexus. I'm getting something to do with like digestive issues or things to do with like tending to your digestion. And again, like the cooking too, maybe something about paying attention to what you're consuming. Your vibration. It's all about your vibration. I'm hearing this tree say it's all about your vibration. It's all about your, your vibe, your energy, how you feel within yourself is going to directly relate to your experiences and to your life. And again, that laughter kind of energy, enjoying the moment, taking care of your vessel, taking care of your body, soul, mind, so that you can become the highest vibration, so that you can enjoy life to the fullest and things like that I'm getting here. And lastly, I'm seeing a black panther. So that could be a spirit animal coming up here too, an owl as well. And then I'm also hearing take time to think things through. So again, with the hammock, maybe take time off, or take time to think a choice through, or take time to think maybe something that's pressing on you. Take time to think it through. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it here, pile 2. I hope that this reading could be helpful for you. It's really interesting to see what comes through from these trees. So I'm going to move on now to group number 3. And thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will talk to you next time. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this tree that we have in front of us right now, let's go ahead and see what this tree wants to tell you. So the other 2 piles were very interesting, very different. Let me just move this here. Okay. So pile number 3, anybody who chose pile number 3, Spirit, what messages does this tree want to tell you? What important information? So I'm getting a very refreshing energy right away from this tree. It feels like, again, they've all been quite different. It feels like a glass of fresh water. And you did actually choose the one right next to the river too. So there's a very refreshing energy coming from this tree. And it's interesting that there's so many kind of plants around it, leaves around it. So it feels like there's a lot of air here too. Some of you could be air signs as well. There's a lot of air and refreshing energy that feels like, it's almost like there's a balance here between movement and relaxation. So maybe some of you do feel quite inspired or quite activated in some way, but there's also this fine balance between going inward and going outward. But it feels like for this pile, it's a bit different. I almost feel, I'm seeing kind of a vision of like a stop sign, and then you drive like another 100 yards, and then there's another stop sign, and then another 100 yards and a stop sign. So I feel like this tree could be wanting to bring wisdom about how, life could work in increments, or how we need to be aware of the phases in our life, and how we are constantly in a place of new phases, new kind of endeavors that are happening step by step for us here. I'm getting a very, again, youthful or refreshing energy. So either some of you are in that phase of your life right now, or it's soon to come in here. And I feel like this tree wants to bring a reminder for, I'm hearing all of you, or the all of you somehow. I feel like this tree also wants to bring you a message about how your soul is more than just what you see. And I looked at the clock, and it's 222, or the timer. So that could be also another message for you, 222, the angel number. But it's like there's so much more to your soul than what maybe you can kind of see. And I think a lot of you are stepping into this, or you are about to. If you haven't, it's just the wisdom coming from this tree. A lot of cat energy I'm getting, like feline energy, panthers, lions, tigers. So that could be a sign for you. It's also a feeling of this independence. I'm hearing, again, this tree is definitely giving a message about appreciating the growth of everyday life. It almost feels like I'm getting kind of a more young tree here. Like one of the other groups was it felt like a very old tree. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a tree expert. I don't know how old the tree actually is, but the energy coming from it is youthful. So it's just this phase of, again, like the leaves around it as the spring has come up here where I am. All of them are surrounding this tree. So it's like this tree, all of the lush vegetation is drawn to it because it has this youthful energy, or this new phase of your life maybe coming in is very youthful in some way. This refreshing, this feeling of a breath of fresh air. So I do feel like this tree wants to bring you that reminder of the new phases, or the phases that are entering your life here. And again, like all of you, your whole soul, your whole being. I'm also getting, they're showing me Alice in Wonderland, and I'm hearing you'll figure it out one day, or you'll figure it out soon. And they're almost showing you going down these holes, or going down these rabbit holes. But it doesn't feel like to be like a bad thing. It doesn't feel like you're losing yourself. It feels more like you're on a journey. This tree wants to bring you, the main message is about the journey, the steps that we take again here, and the journey of life, and how we always learn something more. There's always something more to learn, basically, is what this is saying. There's always something more to uncover about our situation. When we think that we're done, we never are. There's always more. And I think that this is represented by some phase maybe in your life, to where if you think something is over, it's just taking a new form. Or if you do feel kind of stuck, just try to see it maybe from a different perspective. They're showing me like a skeleton here, which for me is representing this, almost like this, again, rebirth, or stripping down to the core, and then being able to be reborn again in some way. I'm also seeing, for some reason, skydiving. So I don't know if some of you are skydivers, or you want to go skydiving. It could also just be this feeling of like free fall, of taking a leap of faith. And I'm getting also, it's interesting because now I'm getting this tree actually itself. I mean, it has been, but this is this tree giving its own kind of life experience here. I'm seeing, like, if you can picture this tree as like a soul, it's been taking information and stuffing it in the pockets. It's been taking everything that it's observed around it, and it's been taking it in the pockets, meaning that the information of life experiences, again, are always absorbed and kind of transmuted and alchemized to create something different from it. So this tree does have a lot of wisdom, but it almost feels like it's beyond its years, or it's kind of like this constant state of rebirth. And that could be something that you relate to, or that it just wants to bring you that wisdom that you're always taking experiences around you and you're always putting them kind of in your pockets. You're always carrying your experiences with you, and they are always a part of you. You never lose. It's really interesting, this pile. Again, like the Alice in Wonderland reference, you're always going down a different kind of hole. You know, you're always, I don't know how else to put it. You're kind of walking through life, and then you veer off onto a different path, and then you go down that rabbit hole. You gather the information from there, and then you go back, and then you put that in your pocket, and then you go down another different rabbit hole, and then you put that information in your pocket, and you carry on. And that is something that, just wants to come up from this tree. That's how the journey of life is. That's the journey of your soul. And remember, they said too, kind of like all of you, the whole kind of encompassed of your soul. So I think in a kind of an abstract way, this tree wants to give you a message of basically, you are where you need to be on your journey, and there is no kind of separation here. You know, there's no right or wrong. There's no black or white. It's just experiences and how they help us to grow. And you can't see it, but at the top of the tree, there's kind of a bend. It's like straight, and then there's a bend. So it feels like, again, like veering on to a different path. Some of you could even be having a different path that's going to start to come in your life, because it's almost like at the top of the tree, or midway point, or like 3/4 of a point up, it starts to bend into a different direction. So maybe you will have a detour kind of in your life that will lead you into a different path. And I'm actually hearing Spirit say too, or this tree, there may have been smoke and mirrors. So again, the reference of maybe the rabbit hole, I feel like you are learning to understand why maybe things have been that way, or why, you know, again, there's no real meaning. It's like, I don't know, you can't really attach a meaning to anything, because everything is exactly as it's supposed to be based on the wisdom coming from this tree. But I just lost what I was going to say here. I do feel some of you could be very psychic, or you may have psychic abilities, or that will come in soon or later on in your life. And again, the cat energy, I'm seeing like a pair of cat eyes. So the cat could be really important here, a message. I'm also getting salt, they're showing me. So salt cleanse baths could be helpful for you, using salt in your day-to-day practice, using salt to cleanse yourself. I'm hearing the view from up higher is worth it, or something, or the view up higher is the best. So again, I think for you, this tree just wants to almost give you encouragement, I feel, or maybe an explanation for what you're going through, or something of the sort, that when you reach the top, it's not about getting to the top because you're reaching the top for ego purposes. It's more of like, one step at a time, and then when you finally get there, you're going to look back down on, you know, where you've come from, and look back down on certain things that maybe you misjudged or had an illusion about, and you're going to make sense of it much better at that point. They're showing me a beaver here, a beaver making its home. So again, the water is in the background, so I feel like water, beaver, there's a feeling of you maybe making your home, or strengthening your foundation in your life here. Sacral chakra energy. So again, there's that reference to sort of the youthful, sacral, creative energy. This pile feels much more fast, like the energy is moving faster, I'm talking faster. So I do feel this could be a very creative time, or a lot of you have so much creative potential within you that's beginning to stir and awaken, and there's that kind of refreshing and youthful energy. So water, actually, the river, water, the movement, the sacral chakra, even spending time near water or even drinking more water, I'm getting something about the fluidity of your life right now. So is there any other message here for pile 3 from this tree? Anything else? They're also saying root chakra too. It's almost like maybe you're having to work on your root chakra before, of course, you move up to the sacral chakra. I'm seeing 1144 here too. So the root chakra and the sacral chakra, making sure that you're grounded, and then kind of putting that up into the sacral chakra and using it for this refreshing kind of creative energy. And lastly, I'm hearing this tree say that it's almost like I'm getting this tree feels a bit misunderstood, or there's a certain misunderstanding, or not misunderstanding, but like a misunderstood energy coming from this tree, to where it's like if it could kind of talk here, it would want to say that it may have been misunderstood for certain things. I don't know what, but it's a feeling of sometimes in life we are not understood by everybody, but that's okay. We don't have to be understood by everybody. We don't have to get along with everybody. Not everyone has to know who we are, because I do feel for you, if you chose this, you could be quite different or unique, or you have so much depth to you that maybe you're always questioning or wondering, like the rabbit holes and everything. So I think this tree just, again, kind of wants to reconnect you also with your inner child, and knowing that it's okay to have fun, and knowing it's okay to just explore. Yeah, I'm hearing this tree say, it's interesting, it's like talking like a person, I wouldn't trade it for the world, my experiences. So it's like looking back on life, and even if it wasn't understood by others, or even if it wasn't the traditionally right path, or maybe it's just exploring different avenues. Again, I don't know what it is, but there's something about looking back and realizing that I was always at the right place at the right time, and it's always like an eternal youth or an eternal rebirth. So I hope that could help pile 3. I think I'm going to leave it here. Very interesting. So let me know if it connects with you. And I forgot to say for group number 2, but you're welcome to, sit with this energy, absorb the energy of this tree, and even, set an intention that over the next few days, you'll receive more insights about what it's trying to kind of tell you here. But yeah, I hope this could help, and thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you next time. Take care, and lots of love.